Hello, lovely art enthusiasts. Welcome back to my channel. Today, we're diving into a super special project, the spine art for my graphic novel compilation of my webcomic, Heaven's Equal. For those who might be new here, Heaven's Equal is my passion project. It is a modern adaptation of the Chinese classic Journey to the West, and includes all of the chaos that you would expect any story about the Monkey King to have. There are demons, there is magic, there is kung fu, and the best part is that it's all set in modern-day Los Angeles, where Sun Wukong has been forced to work at a fast food restaurant. The webcomic itself is free to read in its entirety on Tapas and Webtoon, but a lot of my audience was looking for a way to have kind of a collector's item version of the comic, and so I produced not only single issue floppies of the first chapter, but also a graphic novel compilation of the first 5 chapters of the comic. Each comic will get 5 chapters until the comic is done and I've finished writing the entire story. But for now, I recognized I wanted to not only release a graphic novel that, yes, you can look at the webcomic in print and it's very cool, but also did have some kind of collector factor to it. I'm a huge fan of collector's edition manga that have all of their spines line up and the spines create one massive piece of artwork. I know some trade paperback pieces do this as well, but I don't really see it as much, and I was like, oh yeah, I have to do that. I wanted people to be able to display this graphic novel on the shelf and have the spines be artwork too. So I created a sketch for a really long, wide piece of artwork that is continuous from one volume to the next, and then I jumped in and began to do line art and get the characters in place and start to lay down color. Starting on the left of the spines, we are showcasing our protagonists. So we have Guanyin, Leon, Bo, Wukong, Mocha, Sean. Some of these characters go by the same names that they have in the traditional Chinese classic, but some of them are going by more modern names because they have been reincarnated. Each of these characters holds a very special place in the narrative, and eventually as people go through the webcomic, they will slowly be introduced, and I'm excited for them to eventually show up. But so far, really, we've only touched on Sean and Wukong and Guanyin and Mocha. Leon and Bo haven't quite stepped onto the stage yet. This particular stage is really important because I needed to start to lay down color for the characters. The comic is going to start in black and white, and those of you who have read it know that most of it is black and white at this point with little pops of color. But as the series goes on, and as important things happen to the characters, color will slowly be introduced. By the end of the comic, the whole thing is going to be in color, so I need to pick colors that are going to work for the characters now, so that way I don't have to worry about having cohesion at the end. And not only do I have to pre-plan kind of for potentially 10 years down the road when this comic is finally done, but also I want to make sure that each character's color palette not only tells their story, but is synchronous with the other characters that are on their side. Yellow and gold are typically associated with the Buddha, whereas light blue and pink is magic. I tend to use those colors for Guanyin and Mocha, for example. And dark blue, navy blue, and almost black is a demonic color. Red is used for blood, and so when I have these grayscale panels, these panels just in black and white, those colors really do pop, and readers of my comic can figure out who someone is and if they're a good guy or a bad guy very, very quickly, depending on what colors they're associated with. With that in mind, I wanted to make sure that those colors not only come through on the characters that I'm drawing, but also that the colors will eventually show their evolutionary journey from these troubled demon characters into the heroes of the story. And then on top of that, I have to make sure that all of the colors for each of the characters don't clash with each other, especially if, for example, Sean, Wukong, Leon, and Bo are all going to be on the same page at the same time. I need my readers to be able to see each of them individually without the colors clashing too bad, but also I need to still have them look like they belong with each other. Now that all my colors are done, the next step is rendering, and I really needed to only touch on the characters that were the closest to that leftmost edge, so that way I could clip that leftmost edge and put it on the spine. Guanyin and Leon ended up being the only ones that touched that edge, and actually Guanyin ended up not even being close enough for it to really matter in the end. but I rendered them anyway. It was so refreshing getting to render Guanyin with all of my techniques that I use, including the painterly kind of brushes and the colored line art. At the end, they just ended up looking so soft and so ethereal, and I was very proud of how it ended up looking. And for those who can't wait, yes, our beloved antagonists and demons will find a place on the right side of the spines in the upcoming volumes. That includes antagonists that we've already met, like Tiger. He's super annoying, and he just keeps coming back in the comic. Like, he's the one weenie bad guy that can't be defeated, as well as other major demons that we haven't been introduced to yet. Which Journey to the West character are you the most excited to see? Let me know in the comments below, and I will tell you if they will eventually make an appearance in the webcomic or not. I'm really excited to move on to the next set of characters in this particular spine illustration as time goes on, but I know that this project is just going to be so long. There's so much story to tell, and I think that it's still very relevant in today's age where it's really easy to be consumed by your own toxic behaviors, and people can find, I would hope, these characters who deal with these internal struggles really relatable. I'm excited to continue to share this project with everybody, and to not only continue to publish the webcomic, but continue to pump out these graphic novels as the webcomic is completed. Here's our final look of, at the very least, Guanyin on Volume 1's spine. It is the smallest part of a grander vision, and I really couldn't be more proud of how they turned out. If you want to read the full webcomic for free, you can do so by following either the Top Boss or the Webtoons link in the description below. I'm trying to get to 100 subs on Top Boss, and subscribing is free, so if you want to help me reach that goal so I can monetize, get on over there. I would love to see you. Thank you for joining me while I worked on this project. If you enjoyed the process and the result, do give this video a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe for more behind-the-scenes glimpses as I continue to work on this comic, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, keep the creative juices flowing, and I'll see you later.